Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sunday Funday. We are entering the divisional round. Some things have changed since last episode. I was alone on an island last week. The Bears, the Chargers, and the Panthers were all still fighting for that Super Bowl. I am no longer alone on the island. I've been joined by two of my friends. Producer Jesse's still in the fight. You guys have joined me. So we're recording Tuesday. We often record Mondays. There's some playoff football on, and we just decided Tuesday was good for this one. I'm curious for both of you, and we'll obviously get into the games in a second, but I'm curious for both of you. Is Tuesday better than like how much different would the emotions be if we were to have recorded Monday? Or do you think it's just still the same for both of you?
No, it would have been much worse. Matt would have had to do a bunch of editing.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine was Saturday, so
Right.
I think Sunday was my kind of, really think about it day. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, being at work Monday and today, though, as well, and knowing that we haven't talked about it yet on the podcast, definitely lots of thoughts running through the head today and yesterday at work. But yeah, I guess it does get better with time, I could say.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember it's not like Dolphins haven't made the playoffs, so it's not a feeling I'm not aware of either,
For sure.
We've been in there pretty recently. Yeah. So I mean, let's just get into it. Right?
Okay.
Great. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Let's yeah, and you would have got fined. This was a must make episode for you, and you're here, and we got to give you credit for that. But we'll start in Carolina. The keep pounding drum was pounded by Cam Newton. I'm a little bit disappointed in Cam for the pound, to be honest. I thought one more pound he might have been able to break through that thing, and he kind of wound up like he was trying to break it, and it kind of just bounced off. Maybe he doesn't have the strength he once did. But just that, I guess that's just my...
I think that's how drums are designed.
Well, you know the name Mike Tolbert?
You know that the drum gets pounded continuously throughout the game, and we don't want it broken?
You don't have backup drums?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Right. True. Maybe you should have been. But the bank was rocking. The bank was rocking. The bank was loud when Cam Newton hit that drum. Panthers fans were fired up. Panthers looked, maybe not so fired up at the start. 34-31 final for the Rams. And before I talk too much, I'll just let you take the floor, Matty P, and then I'm sure we can open up to questions, I hope.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as you said early in the game there, it didn't necessarily look good. I definitely had blowout type of vibes in that first quarter. We started the game with the ball, went for it on like a 4th and 1 or 2 or whatever it was on our 35 or something like that, maybe 40. We didn't get it, and then within a minute, the Rams, I think it was 3 plays, maybe 4, scored a quick touchdown, and then obviously they went up 14-0, and it was... I was always positive for the most part, but it was a bad start. Couldn't have gone worse. But I would say from the second quarter on, Carolina played some damn good playoff football, and it obviously sucks a lot to come up short. But with that being said, just proud of the team. We could have let that game just get away from us. That's what literally everybody thought was going to happen in this game. And we played very well. We had 2 separate leads in the fourth quarter against a very good Rams team. Unfortunately, Stafford had too much time on the clock there, and I think we also played that last drive brutally. Watched it on replay, and we were just giving them, like, we weren't even lining up against the wide receivers. We were just giving them 10 yards every time. And there was 2.5 minutes on the clock, and the Rams had 3 timeouts. Like, the Rams had all day. We were just letting, like, I look back at that, and that's like the one thing I look at that game is our defense didn't really feel like to compete. It was not necessarily on the players, but on the schemes we were running there. Just like literally giving them 10 yards every play. Just as we were acting like there was 30 seconds left in the game. there's 2.5 minutes with a 2-minute timeout and the Rams 3 timeouts. So frustrating to see how the game ended, obviously, but proud of the boys. More importantly, proud of Bryce. Thought he played a tremendous game. Obviously, as I said, the first quarter didn't necessarily look great. But from then on, played great football. The Carolina Reaper, Bryce in all black, running for that touchdown. Like that is the definition of a Carolina Reaper. Like, I don't know, just the way he slides and jigs people out there and wearing all black. Like, that's the Carolina Reaper right there, boys. And
You've said this 3 times. Is this a new nickname?
Yeah. Well, did you just make this up or?
no, this is a thing. This is a thing. The Carolina
Where?
Reaper.
Yeah, I know
Panthers
the
fans.
Carolina. Huh.
What do you mean?
Well, you just say these things like everybody should know what you're talking about, like the bank too. That was new.
Like
I've
we're all on
talked about it
Panthers
before.
Twitter.
I've never heard you call Bryce the Carolina Reaper until 2 seconds ago.
No, I've said it in other episodes. But
I don't know about that.
no, I did. But yeah, I don't know. It was tough that the year's over. The worst part is obviously that we got to wait another 8 months to see the squad keep the slow incline that I've been talking about all season long, as you guys know.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just excited. I think now we're at the point where slow incline. The last 2 years we've spent a lot of draft capital on getting players to surround Bryce, like wide receivers, tight end, running back, whatever it may be. But now I honestly think over the next couple of years we just gotta that defense. If we can ever get to the defense and being the top 5 range, which I think we're still a couple of years away from that, maybe 2 or 3 years, but next year, if we can push that top 10 brink, and I really do believe once this team figures out like a truly, truly top 5 defense, not to say like what we've seen on Monday night with the Houston Texans, but if we could ever even get close to that, I would feel very confident that whether Carolina's 8-9 makes the playoffs or 13-4 makes the playoffs, I truly do believe that we're a playoff team that people won't want to play. And I know this is just a Carolina opinion because I've watched every game this year and just seen a lot of Bryce, but I truly do believe Bryce does have something in him that can help the team in meaningful ways late in the playoff game, late in any game. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks we lost, but it was a good game. It was a hard-fought battle. Entertaining as hell to watch. I mean, some of the best hours I've had as a Carolina fan for sure. Yes, Brady.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just going off something you said there. One, you said you're talking a little bit about Bryce's potential. You're known for your top 12 quarterback takes. Talking about Bo Nix as not in the top 12. I'm curious where Bryce is possibly on that ranks now, and the potential you think what his potential is as far as ranks in quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't really know how he slides into rankings now and in the future.
Right.
I don't think Bryce will ever be the guy that's necessarily top 10 in regards to yards and touchdowns on the season. He might not be that guy.
I'm not talking those stats. I'm talking like
that's what people use to rank players.
Not always.
People.
I didn't look at only stats when I made my top 12 rankings. I'm pretty credible in that.
Not really, but I don't know. I think in regards to being a winner, I'm telling you, and again, very biased opinion, I know that, but I truly do believe Bryce is a quarterback capable of winning a Super Bowl. There's not a doubt in my mind on that. It might be year 8, it might be year 10, I don't know, but I truly do believe that there will be a Super Bowl in Carolina with Bryce as a quarterback. Yeah, and that's I think it's just going like I don't know, even looking at it in the future, how it's so hard to even get a playoff win. So there's still lots of building. Like I think over the next 2 years, I was thinking about my expectations. Over the next 2 years, 1 playoff win. Like let's build. Like we're building this from the ground up. And there's 32 teams in the league. Only 1 team can win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is an extraordinarily hard thing to win.
Yep,
like
correct.
I'm fine with the slow progression, and I just believe that we have the guy. behind center that will get it done one day.
Do you think the next step should be like being over 500 and then playoff win, or?
Again, I don't care if we make the playoffs as 7-10. Don't care. Just
Right.
get me to the playoffs.
Right.
Don't care what the record is.
Yeah. Okay.
We just
Right.
need to be. We just need to get playoff experience.
Yep.
And
Bad
one day
question.
it'll pan out for us.
Yeah. Bad question. My bad. The other thing, I mean, it's been a theme we've talked about a lot on the show. You said Bryce late in games. He did have the ball late in the game in the fourth quarter, had a chance to go down and, tie the game or win the game. He was 0 for 4 on passing attempts in that. Is that just
You're just going to leave out him taking the lead twice in the fourth quarter against the
No,
Rams?
he had a great he had a great game. He had a great game.
That's the first time you've said anything positive about Bryce in this podcast so far, so I just had to clarify.
So far, yeah, but I haven't got a chance to talk about him too much. Bryce played great. Panthers played great. They exceeded expectations as far as a loss. That's probably the best case scenario you could have had in a loss. So I give him credit for that. But I just wanted to, I think I'd be doing an injustice to our listeners if I didn't bring up,
If we're going to act like Bryce Young's supposed to be Patrick Mahomes right now and drive the field with 30 seconds left to get 40 yards to maybe have a chance at a field goal, then
Right.
Sure, yes, he's a failure, but he's not Patrick Mahomes, so let's chill it. He'll get there. He changed the lead twice in the fourth quarter, go-ahead touchdowns, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, okay, so I shouldn't follow up then. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. We're acting as though Bryce is supposed to be Patrick Mahomes. Let's give the guy a break. He played a tremendous game.
Yes, he did. He did play a tremendous game. I guess some people would argue the way you talked about him at times this year on the pod, he might as well be Patrick Mahomes. The way you
never once did I even say he was a top 10 quarterback this year, but
no,
thanks.
but you said the word. You said nobody's more clutch than him in the world. I think you did say that.
I
didn't
say that. I did say he's leading the league in game-winning drives since 2023, but I didn't really go beyond that.
Fair enough. All right. No further questions on Bryce. Rico Dowdle.
Yeah. I don't really care what happens with Rico. If he's back, he's back. With that being said, myself and Carolina Nation, including management, is fully on the Jonathan Brooks train. Super excited to get him into the mix next year. One thing I wanted to bring up before we end on Carolina, we messed up one time this year in regards to really wanting to be a team that could have a chance this year. It made sense because it's his last year in the NFL. But to me, the difference of having Adam Thielen versus Xavier Legette as wide receiver 3 is a massive difference. Last year, Adam Thielen played 10 games with Carolina. He was on the IR for the other 7. He was on pace to average, I think it was 1,050 yards, which would have been 16th among wide receivers in the NFL. That's huge to lose that guy right before the season. I don't care how old he is. Losing Adam Thielen and slotting in Xavier Legette. Again, I'm open to having Legette back, but if we're serious about wanting to make a push next year, we need a wide receiver 3, and the answer is not Xavier Legette. The chemistry with Bryce isn't there. He's not a very good wide receiver. I hate to say it at this point in his career, anyway. To me, if you had Adam Thielen there, who had a super strong connection with Bryce, the difference in our offense is major, not minor, not medium. It's a major difference. Like Adam Thielen would have been 16th in the year last year if he played. Again, if he averaged what he did in those 10 games he played with Bryce last year, he would have been 16th in the league in receiving yards. That's a big loss.
Yeah, and he had some big catches for Pittsburgh down the stretch for them too. Hunter Renfrow.
I mean, I don't think we need to bring his name up. He wasn't really even a Carolina Panther this year. I think he played the first 2 games and then practice squad.
You just talked about him a lot at the start of the year.
I could have seen him having a role. Obviously, he didn't have a role, but
got it. Okay, yeah, I think my questioning is done. Brett, I don't know if you got anything.
I couldn't even come up with anything to troll you with. Honestly, Bryce played great. The Rams tried to make Bryce beat them, and it almost backfired. The Puka play, the defensive play was the best play of the game, defensively at least.
Yeah.
You guys were a minute away from winning against a team that's been there and a guy who's won a Super Bowl. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. As far as watching that game goes, actually, before we stop with the Panthers Rams talk, and we'll obviously talk more about the Rams in the preview for their next game as well. Matt and I did watch this together, a couple different kind of places. Matt was like legit angry at me. We watched the first half at one place, and then we were going somewhere. So at halftime we got over there and watched. So we were watching the full game. It was just at two different locations. Anyways, gotcha. The first place we were watching, just us two for the first half. I asked Matt. I was like, "What do you need from me as a support system?" And I would like to think for the most part I followed through on that. There was one time though, and Matt, I'm curious if you remember the comment I said that set you off. He legit was like I was sitting on a couch. He stood up. He was over top of me, like fist cocked, like actual anger in the eyes.
True anger.
Like no, no joking around at all. We've fought many times for fun. This was true anger. I thought I was getting a right hook to the end, and I don't think it's justified. But Matt, I guess if you remember the situation, do you want to explain?
Yeah, no, I mean you made some promises and everything that you'd be a supportive fan, and then there was a flag called against the Rams, pass interference against the Rams. It truly, like, it was 100% a flag, like not even a question about it. And then Brady's comment is, "Oh, you can never say the NFL is rigged again." Like, bro, that's a flag is a flag. Like,
this is one of the
guy's acting like Carolina's getting favors out here for a legit flag, and this guy's like, "Oh, you're so lucky like that. You can never say the NFL's rigged again."
There was a few times
ludicrous.
There was a few times I thought Carolina did get a call that game, and that one you can say no.
You're pulling that out of your ass now. There barely even any flags before this play happened.
One chance to talk. Can I go?
Makes sense. Don't lie.
Can I go? That was one of the plays we've seen it a million times. It could go either way. They could easily not call it. They could easily call it. It could go either way. My only point was like, you got a call. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't pass interference.
No, we didn't get a call.
And then what about when I forget who his nuts was on defense? Absolutely blew up Davante Adams. I can't believe he didn't get out of the game. Straight forehead to chin, dirty hit on Davante Adams. Was there a flag there? No. So Carolina got the calls. Was there?
Yes. What do you mean?
Okay, well then there was another play. And then the other thing, and I felt bad about this one, but we were at where we watched the second half of the game, a fantasy football league, Matt and I are in. We kind of had a year-end party kind of thing for that, and we were placing bets on next touchdown scores with chips that helped our free agency pool for the next fantasy league. So not real money, but we were betting things that help us for the next fantasy league. I got hotter than I've ever got on picking next touchdown scorers. I hit 4 in a row with the 2 games, but
damn,
the first one I hit. So it was during the Rams Panthers game. Every time there was a touchdown, we'd do it again. If nobody wanted, kept going. I was picking Panthers players every time because I was sitting right beside Matt, and being the supportive friend I am, picking Panthers players every time. At the end of the game, I was kind of on my phone. They asked me a name. I looked up. I saw Colby Parkinson. I said Colby Parkinson, and 2 minutes later, who goes down and gets the winning touchdown? And I'm sitting beside Matt. There's other guys there. Knowing Matt's a huge Panthers fan. They all kind of look at me and like, "Oh, Brady." I'm like, just like I don't want this right now.
See, that's a good friend.
Matt was just like fuming on the chair, and then he also had to pay me for that. So that was just, I mean, poor timing, bad luck.
That's a punch to the dick.
But yeah,
you should have hit him.
He did hit me the first time, not the punch I thought it was going to be that did damage, but he confirmed hit me. I thought
not too high, not too low.
I was trying to be as supportive as I can, but there's, I remember, you've watched some big Dolphin games with me here, and there's always a picture or two of me that comes out from that game that I don't see till a few weeks later, so I don't feel too bad because I know you're laughing when I'm in my misery. So.
That was only because you blew a 17-0 lead to the Panthers.
And you lost a playoff game, so whatever. All right, we move on. we move on to the Sunday night game, skipping over a few here. The New England Patriots at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. 16-3 is the final, and I think I'll leave it at that. I do regret to inform you, Brad. I do have a statement that was texted to me. I don't know if you want that. I don't know if you want that before or after your speech from your brother Derek Liebold. It is rather lengthy.
I'd rather it after, so I don't get too pissed off.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough. Go ahead.
I don't even know where to start. The game was over with 5 minutes left in the first quarter when Herbert had it within the 10-yard line, couldn't score. I watched the rest of the game for no reason. Knew it was coming for months. I said it in week 12, got laughed at. We're never going to fucking do anything this year. Started to believe, do it every year. Somehow we end up with 11, 12. It's a goddamn joke. The Chargers fucking suck. We are unserious. We finally fired Greg Roman today and our offensive line coach. It's something, I guess. Let's do bright spots. Our defensive coordinator, who's going to be a coach in about 48 hours, a head coach for another team in 48 hours. He's great. Defensive lineman's great. Secondary sucked. Khalil Mack, I'm sorry, brother. You deserve better. Played his ass off. T.R. Tart, great. I think that's it for positives. Dicker hit a kick.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not even going to bother with the O-line. I've banged that drum too many times. Let's start with Ladd. Either he's a gigantic pussy or they're not calling plays for him over the middle anymore because he gets alligator arms every time the ball is thrown to him. Quentin Johnston couldn't get fucking separation in a divorce. Keenan Allen, my favorite Charger of all time. It's like having a fucking old dog that keeps biting people and you got to shoot it between the eyes. It's over, brother. Hang him up or go to another team. It fucking
gone.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to shit on Greg Roman. He's gone.
Yeah,
he's ruined
gone.
Lamar Jackson's and Herbert's career in 5 years somehow. Jim, or James is his real name, and I'm calling him James from now on. Listen, everyone keeps telling me you're a great coach, and you did great everywhere else you did. You cheated all your way through Michigan. Start cheating or get the fuck off my team. If I have to watch you fucking bent over on the sideline with your hands on your knees for another year, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. His mouth is just agape and staring into the abyss all game. I don't know what he's doing. Take your fucking headset off if you're not going to use it. Mike Rabel's up and down the sideline talking to players, refs, everything. Jim Harbaugh, every time they go to him, he's just bent over on the sideline staring. The only time you see any emotion is when Herbert gets hit, which is a lot. Herbert. Defended you for 6 years, can't fucking do it anymore. I have no legs to stand on. I still think he's top 10% of quarterbacks in the NFL, but it's going to be impossible to convince anyone of that. You're a regular season merchant until you're not. Ed, you're a fucking regular season merchant. I'll watch you for 17 games. Great. It'll be fun, and then we'll get into the playoffs and lose brutally, and great. It'll just cycle forever. I still love the guy, but fuck me. Like, how many times can you do this? 3 times. A playoff game doesn't get much easier than that. Your defense held them to 16 points on the road in New England, which is a fucking hard place to play. I'm not saying you got to fucking like walk on water like you did all year, but one play. If you could have played one play. Drake made maybe 3 plays if you count the booty catch.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry and his run. That's all he did all game. If Herbert hit one 60-yard pass, we win that game. I think it changes everything. All of a sudden, their secondary is different. He just shits down his own leg every time the playoffs start. I'm just fucking done with it. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to start believing again. Fuck the Chargers. Still love them, but fuck them. I think that's it.
Matt?
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty well said.
Oh, and Derwin James, cool fucking 8-pack. Do something, you cunt. All right, now I'm done.
Brett, I don't know, man. Like I look at the Chargers every year, and I really do think they're a good team. Like I do think Herbert's a top 10 quarterback in the league. It's crazy that the playoffs have gone the way they've gone. Like I guess it's similar to what we feel with the Leafs every year. Like we're always a top 10 team, and then we just we don't get it done. I know it's a different sport, but I don't know. Like if you look ahead to next year, you're way too early expectation. Like I'm sure Herbert will be back, but you're way too early expectation. Like what, like what's something enough to like, if it's not the Super Bowl, what's enough to make you believe in Herbert, like long term?
It's Super Bowl.
The guy that will eventually get over the hump.
Not win a playoff game. And it's never going to happen. The only playoff game that would have been easier is if you were up 27-0 at half. And he's fucking done that already.
Yeah.
He's never going to win one. He's great. He's incredible. I don't know. There might be 2-3 other quarterbacks that could have brought this team to a playoffs. And that's great. But then as soon as he gets there, as soon as you stamp a fucking wildcard sticker on the game, he turns into an idiot. Turns into a CFL quarterback. He got pressured on 30 of 31 dropbacks. But I don't even know if I believe that stat anymore because there were multiple times he had time in the pocket.
I thought the O-line looked okay in the first half. The second half, like the Patriots were getting through pretty easy. I thought the O-line looked okay in the first half.
Yeah, run game didn't work. I mean, he was our leading rusher the last 8 weeks of the year, so I don't want to blame him too much, but goddamn, it's 3 playoff games where I'm starting to think our owner or maybe he has like a fetish for getting embarrassed on national television.
Matt, Brett was talking about the O-line. I thought you'd maybe take the time to ask about one specific guy on the O-line.
Yeah, no, I did think about that when it was said, but then I thought about Brett saying of, beating the same old bush, but
right.
I will ask it now that it's brought up. The Saints O-line guy you traded for, was he a big contributor in this game, or was he a ghost?
Jesus goddamn Christ. He was a goddamn everyone was a ghost, you fucking idiot.
And
Bradley Bozeman is the worst player in the NFL. He's our center. If any of your teams get him, because I hope he's not on our team anymore.
He's an ex-Panther, so I don't think we're getting him back.
Yeah, and he doesn't like warm. He can't play in the warm, I heard, so he doesn't want to come to Miami. But
can't play in the cold either.
I probably got a few things. I think I'm just gonna ask strictly out of curiosity, where does this one rank out of the 3 as far as heartbreaks and misery? If you had to rank the 3 right now.
I think last year I said that one was the worst. I think this year's the worst, probably 27-0, and then last year's. Okay.
Probably.
I mean, there's no more winnable playoff game than the one we watched Sunday night.
Yeah, and then having to watch it with a Patriots fan.
Yes, I'm curious how that was.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. If you have a Patriots fan in your life, and let's say they're not from the Boston area or they're under the age of, like, quick math, 35, 40 years old, just know they started cheering for them after they had already won 3 Super Bowls. Every single Patriots fans under 35, only cheers for them because they were a fucking child and they like that big shiny trophy. So I don't take any credit into them. Exhibit A, my brother slept through the entire second half.
Oh,
no.
He brought a girl over that I've never met. So I hung out with her, and actually, no complaints there. Lovely girl. But I'm telling you, Patriots fans don't give a fuck.
What do you mean football. He slept? What do you mean he slept through it?
Slept the entire second half. He woke up maybe once, said some dumb shit, and fell back asleep. Patriots fans don't care about football. The years that they sucked, did you ever hear anything from any of them? No.
Not too much.
The only thing they give a fuck about is parades. They're a lot like gay people in that way, but at least gay people's parades don't have a bunch of fat, racist, homophobic assholes.
Okay. Brett, I'm curious how your behavior tendencies were during the game. Do you think she thinks you're normal? Do you think she thinks you're an absolute lunatic?
She probably. I tried to be as calm as possible every couple times. Like the one fumble we had on Drake May where Deion Henley could have scooped and scored, or the Derwin James where he could have just caught the ball and walked into the end zone.
Yep.
I kind of snapped on those ones. I drank more beers than I probably should have when that game got later. I think it was fairly civil, but I don't think I give a fuck.
Okay, a statement from the Patriot fan in question, which is Brett's older brother, Derek. I'm a big fan of Derek, not of his team. This is statement though, and we can move on after that. A lot of allegations and falsities were stated on this podcast last week surrounding the Patriots organization, and though we will not be giving any credence to these rumors, it is nice to squash the narrative of cheating and scandalous organizational behavior by providing the greater football community with a blueprint on how to properly play four-down complementary football. I hope that everyone, especially those hosting this podcast, enjoyed their Sunday night experience at the hands of our little brothers from San Diego. I am sure they learned a valuable lesson on how a winning organization prepares for playoff games. With them far in our rearview mirror, we are moving on to Houston. No further questions at this time.
Well, first of all, know that he had a dictionary up for that because he doesn't know that many words. Second of all, he barely saw any of the game. So four down football, he doesn't know what the fuck happened. He has no idea. He doesn't know that Drake May played like shit the entire game because he did, but we played worse somehow.
Yeah, Drake May didn't look impressive. I hope the MVP voters, the votes are already in, but I hope they are mad at their decision if they voted for Drake May or not. But also shout out to me for pronouncing those words. Just a little.
Yeah, shout out to you. Also, you got Twice the Deal pizza. It's the worst fucking pizza in the world, Derek. Grow up. Get some fucking Pizza Hut or something.
Hey, Twice the Deal. Twice the Deal is not horrible. It gets the job done.
It sucks.
It's better than like pizza. Have you ever a slice of pizza you get? Better than that. All right, Brett.
Move on.
I assume this segment, you've been on the pod for 2 years now. This is your second year. I assume that segment of your Chargers burial for the year, if for lack of better term, is appointment television for some. So just know you probably did make some people happy with that. If that helps anything.
Great.
Shout out Zach Wyman, our other Chargers fan. Maybe the only other one that anybody knows. There might be only two.
Zach, we are so fucked.
I hope he's
in 5 years from now, when Herbert eventually gets sick of this goddamn team and goes to the 49ers or one of those NFC West teams, the way Stafford did, and wins a Super Bowl, I will be locked away in a padded room just muttering fucking Charger stats.
Maybe you'll get a good return for him. Maybe you'll get a good return. All right. Let's go to Saturday night. Matt, you can bring Jesse in here while we talk about this game. So I had a Bears 31, Packers 27. I personally had a few things to say about this game last week. There was a clip going around from this that was probably one of our most viewed ever, and definitely got some backlash from random Bears fans that happened to stumble upon the clip. I would like to admit I'm wrong. I was wrong. The Bears played a good football team. The Packers did in fact not crush the Bears. I looked right for most of that game, though. I will say there were 2.5 to 3 quarters where I was sitting pretty, and I was looking through. I was thinking about personally DMing these people that I was ready to pounce on being right. It was gonna feel real good until it didn't, and things got crazy. Jesse, I told you earlier you have to be on cloud 9 right now. I assume you sure are. That's going to be a little bit different of a recap than our last two. So welcome in here, Jesse, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Just real quick, I want to say thank you, Brett. You just like carried this podcast for clips for a week, so
great.
We're set there. But anyway, no, yeah, Bears game. I will remember that game for the rest of my life, hands down. Like, I've only really been a diehard fan for like 4 or 5 years, and that was by far the best Bears game I've ever seen. I'm gonna talk about that game for a long time. Yep. But yeah, that being said, if you want like a recap, Obviously, I'm sure y'all watched it. First half sucked. The Bears were bad. The offense was like, maybe not horrendous. Had a couple decent drives and then either turned it over on fourth down or got one field goal. The defense though was just like all three Packers touchdowns were like, it just looked like the easiest drives, like hitting guys wide open, like just like it looked like we didn't have a shot. And like I've watched this team come back from games all year, and I was sitting there at halftime like there's no way. Like they're like we hadn't come back 18 points, but also just the defense just didn't look like they had it was the easiest drives the Packers have ever had, it looked like. And then coming out into the second half, the defense figured it out. I think the Packers had 3 or 4 straight 3-and-outs, which was unbelievable. But still, we could only muster a field goal. And then immediately after, even in the second half, there were like 2 moments of ultimate lows that I was like, there's no way this is happening. The first was right after our field goal. The Packers threw it to an eligible O-lineman who ran 5 steps with it, dropped it, kicked it into a crowd of 3 Bears, and we couldn't pick it up. And like,
that was awesome.
So that was like, I was like, it's done, it's over. And then the second one was right after we got a touchdown. Matthew Golden gets just this highlight reel touchdown. And
first
Bears
of the
fans,
year.
Bears fans dunked on that guy all year because Caleb Williams had more receiving touchdowns than him.
Yep.
Receiving. And then so at that moment, again, I was like, there's just no way this is happening. And so like, I was sitting there. I almost wanted to turn it off. I was watching with a buddy who wouldn't let me. Thank goodness. I probably wouldn't have actually, but I wanted to. But I was sitting there thinking about like what I would say on this podcast of like what I could even talk about. And what I would have said this if the Bears lost, and then the way the game turned out, this
careful saying things. About, we've been here before.
This is So the way the game turned out, it just proved my point true. But I had this in my head before the Bears ever won. Is that watching that game, like just seeing like after this was like, I don't know. It must have been early. Yeah, it was after the Golden touchdown is when it was. So the Bears was like 27-16 or something. And I was just like, I don't see this happening. The defense can't. Yeah. Anyways. And so just looking at the way the game happened to that point, I was like, Caleb is like willing this team to success. Like the defense can't do anything. Colston Loveland is absolutely unreal, but Caleb is like, just like willing this team to success. And I just love, like, when I compared that to Jordan Love in that game, like it looked like Jordan Love was just taking advantage of a very bad defense. And it just like looking at those 2 quarterbacks, I was like, I'm so glad I have Caleb. Like I love that he has that in him. And then the way the rest of the game went, obviously, I mean, Caleb just willed his team to success, and Love had shots to come back and absolutely choked like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm super biased in this, but the way I watch that game, Caleb thrives under pressure and Jordan Love crumbles under pressure is what I think happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sure looked like it. Jordan Love, it's got to be one of the first games I would think like ever in playoff history that a guy throws 4 passing touchdowns and doesn't turn the ball over and loses the game, like 0 turnovers. So, I mean, it certainly wasn't all bad from Jordan Love. There was, I see what you're saying at the end. There were times he had a chance to win that game for him and he didn't. The last play in particular, we're kind of jumping around a little, but the last play in particular, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like he just threw it to nobody on a line. Like I feel like if nobody's open there and they weren't that far out, just put a bunch of air on the ball. I feel like and throw it way up in the air. It's like you just got to hope for a tip. He didn't even give anybody a chance on that one.
It was right at the front of the end zone too.
Yeah. I thought that one.
And he fumbled the snap on that play when it wasn't even. Maybe it wasn't a perfect snap, but it wasn't bad. It was In
saying
the second
all
he got
that,
pressure
though,
on him.
This conversation is much different, and we're not talking about Jordan Love as a choke artist. If Brandon McManus isn't 0 for 2 on field goals and 3 for 4 on extra points. That is the number one takeaway. I'd say obviously Caleb Williams and the Bears unbelievable comeback. Brandon McManus makes his kicks. This game is a complete different story.
100%. He left 7 points on the board, and that is what gave the Bears a shot for sure. Like I don't think I don't think it's Jordan Love's fault that they lost. I just mean he was really good until the moment he hit. There was pressure on him, and then he was not good.
Yep.
But yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. There's so many little things too. Like I don't know. Like there's clips circulating the week before, a ton of different stuff. Like, did you see some of the quotes from Packers fans Packers players like leading up to the game? There's like 3 different Packers players who's like, if I could pick any team to play in the playoffs, I'd want the Bears. Like, I can't wait to end their season. Like, their defensive coordinators, like, we'll see you back here next week after all this whatever, because they were going to win. There was so many like bulletin board material like that. There was even a clip. This was probably one of my favorites. I don't really know why, but before, like the week leading up, this was circulating. It was like a Packers cast from the draft when the Bears took Loveland. And they announced the pick, and all these guys just start laughing. And they're like, wow, as a Packers fan, I love that pick. Like, I'm so happy like Tyler Warren's way better than Colston Loveland. Like, I'm not even worried a little bit. And then Colston Loveland, like, literally single-handedly put them out of the playoffs. So that felt good, too. There's a lot of little moments. And then, like Caleb shredding cheese on national television. And Ben Johnson just hates the Packers. It's just,
Matt,
there's just so many moments.
Matt, just sending it to you here. Long history with the Bears yourself. Long history. I feel like you've maybe backed off a little bit in recent weeks, but I'm curious from a Bears, I would say opposite of supporter.
That's fair.
What does it look like, or how do you feel watching what transpired there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought they were toast. I thought you were going to be bang on with your take on the -9.5 or -10 or whatever it was.
Bad. Sorry, Jess. You
were looking like a genius. You were sitting on the couch being like, wow, you might be on to something. But with that being said, I mean, a playoff win is massive. A playoff win shouldn't be taken for granted. Like, the Miami Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Like, winning a playoff game isn't easy to do. So obviously, huge congrats there. I don't know. Obviously, room for improvement. You guys will have to play the first half certainly a lot better if you want to beat the Rams. But just what are your early thoughts on your matchup versus the Rams Sunday night?
Well, we'll get to the preview on that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Jess was joining that for
we can bring Jesse in for the preview. We'll get to that.
We'll talk about that later then.
Brett.
A couple quick things, and then I got a question at the end of this. Matt LaFleur outcoached Ben Johnson for 3 quarters and possibly the whole game. If Caleb doesn't hit what I would call one of the best throws I've ever seen in a playoff game, definitely the best throw in Bears history.
Yeah.
You all know what I'm talking about. The twisting throw into his left, off the ground, somehow getting tackled and dropping it between 3 defenders.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe my eyes. Ben Johnson, if he doesn't hit that play, what was that, 5-6 minutes left in the game?
Yeah, 5.5 minutes. 4th and 8.
If he doesn't hit that, the game's over.
Yeah.
Agreed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here talking about Ben Johnson's 2 playoff performances the last 2 years.
Yep.
It's kind of a shit show. The game against the Commanders was, it was a high score and it was fun, but it was kind of a shit show. You got too cute in the first half of this one again. I'm fascinated by him. My question is, why the fuck does he hate Matt LaFleur so much? I understand the rivalry, and before we get into it, if you're mad about him saying "fuck the Packers," you're a loser. It's the best rivalry in the NFL currently. It was fantastic. I love it all. Does he have a reason? Did Matt LaFleur say something? What was the
think they're boys.
No, they're not boys.
Ooh, definitely not. You see that handshake?
They went out for like dinner or something.
No,
we're shooting the shit.
All I really know, no, they definitely aren't boys. People are starting to speculate that something must have happened when Ben was in Detroit, because in his like introductory press conference when he got hired as Bears head coach, he said something about I loved beating Matt LaFleur twice a year or whatever, and people like thought they were like buddies, like joking with each other, and then they asked, and they're like, "Are you like friends with Ben Johnson?" He's like, no, so they have no relationship. I don't know why, but I love it. I love that they hate each other. It's awesome.
The answer is he just fucking loves the rivalry and he hates him. Great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
After the game, the handshake, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah. LaFleur kind of did a running handshake when they beat the Bears like a month ago or whatever. Ooh. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of like But I don't know. All three of their
He didn't,
handshakes
like,
are really quick.
Scrunch up and just go in
Yeah,
there.
no.
It was so weird.
It was
Also-
so funny, man.
$3 bet at halftime won $60.
Bears money line.
Coming back.
Wow.
I really wish I would have put $10 on that thing.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
I
There's
wasn't
a little
even
tip
brave
this
enough to do
weekend.
that.
There's only 4 games. One of these games is going to be a comeback. If someone goes down a lot, just throw like fucking $4 on it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I had a slight cash out option on my Packers minus 9.5 that I didn't take, so that's how my night went.
Damn.
Which I'm used to losing at this point. A Leafs bet last night did bring me back. It was almost going to be very dark, and all that talk about the getting that budget and where it needs to be would have just been completely dead if Austin Matthews didn't record an extra shot in the third period for me there. But anyways, we'll talk more about the Bears in a few minutes when we get to the preview there. So thank you, Jesse. We'll move on to the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And let's just get this straight before Bills fans, go crazy over, like, I get messages. I get messages like, as a, Dolphins are nowhere near the playoffs. I don't need to be watching game. I'm not cheering for, like, I'm cheering for the Jags because they're playing the Bills. I'm not a Jags fan. I'm getting messages all the time when the Bills just win a game. This happens every year. This was a scheduled Bills win the first game of the playoffs. This doesn't worry me. I'm used to this. This feeling, I've been here many times. This is last year, or maybe it was when they win the next game. You guys will have the song playing, like, oh, Buffalo, I'm good. And they'll just be, you guys will be playing that song, and Bills
That's not
fans will
how
be going
that goes.
crazy.
That's not the way it goes.
Whatever, however that stupid song goes. Don't bring it up, Matt. I know you're looking for it right now. It's not.
No.
You can't do it after a wild card game. It's not.
I'm
the
not
time.
looking for it.
Yes, you are. I can tell you're looking for it. I can see that your eyes are looking. I know what you're doing. Don't do it. What?
Buffalo song. We're talking about a game. Keep going. You're messing it up.
I'm not messing shit up. You messed up my rhythm, and this is what's going to get us sued someday when we get huge and we're playing the.
I mean, I
whatever.
listen to Overdrive and they play stuff off the radio, so and it's on the podcast app, so I'm not too concerned.
No, I think TSN, Toronto Sports Network, is that what it stands for? It's got it, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I have no
No,
idea.
not Toronto.
Why?
The Esports Network?
Is it not Toronto?
No.
The Sports Network, Jesse says. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that didn't seem like a crazy thing to say, but whatever. The Sports Network. I feel like they have different different rules than the Sunday Funday podcast has. But anyways, I'm Pastor Mahomes isn't around this year. So am I a little more worried than most years when I'm just sitting pretty knowing Mahomes will take him out? Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think watching this Bills game? We can talk about the game, obviously. Bills 27, Jags 24. It was the Josh Allen show again. There's all these stats. Isn't he like 7-0 in first playoff games since he's came into the league? I think it's something like that. Like game 1 of playoffs, he's 7-0 or something. Hasn't lost in the first round. So I'm used to this feeling. But what do you guys see watching this team?
Go ahead, Brett.
Well, first of all, this wasn't really a scheduled win. They were underdogs in this game, Brady. Josh Allen continues to be the best quarterback in the NFL. They flashed a graphic for minimum 8 games in the playoffs. He was first in yards, all-time first in yards in the playoffs, 311 average. Rushing yards, he had like 700. He was first in that. Touchdown to interception ratio, he was also first in that. The guy's a gamer. And he's got a team that might be his worst that he's had in the playoffs. And he got the ball twice in the fourth quarter, I believe, scored both times. It's undeniable at this point. The guy, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. That's it.
It's hard to argue that. I do agree that certainly out of the quarterbacks remaining, he is the best in the NFL. I think I'm surprised that I guess James Cook wasn't more a part of this win. I think going into it, obviously Buffalo was the answer. Buffalo was the answer for sure. Like, it's Josh Allen, the Jacksonville Jaguars for sure. They finished the year hot.
They were never going to lose that game.
No, they weren't. And I don't know. I think going into it, as it got closer, I started to convince myself that maybe it could go the other way. But once the game started and you started seeing Josh Allen do Josh Allen things, I don't know. It just would have been shocking if the Jacksonville Jaguars won it. But that being said, obviously the Jags, it's kind of weird for them. Like, they're not coming off a rebuild, but Trevor Lawrence has been there for 5 or 6 years now. But with that being said, it's huge for their future of their team. By the way they look the last couple of months of the season, and maybe they have something special with Cohen there. So we'll have to see. But shout out to the Jags. They obviously had a great year. Did not picture them being the type of team they were even a little bit. But yeah, with that being said, it did really feel like once that game got going, every part of me believed Buffalo was going to win it. And I'm excited for the matchup this weekend, but
yeah, I just don't like the Bills fans being like we're got an underdog win, like we everyone thought we were going to lose. If people were saying they weren't going to win, I don't give a shit. You're like Jacksonville still. Listen, they're an exciting team. They're up and coming for sure. But we're still talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars here.
Right, they were up the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So that whole time you're like, for sure the Bills are winning this?
Yes.
If it's not Josh Allen, no, they're not winning.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'm fine with that.
Yeah. No, it's I don't think the team's that great. Josh Allen obviously is pretty good and stuff, but it's like I don't know. Well, on to Denver, and this is awesome because I mean, we'll obviously we're going to get into the preview of that game, but that is straight like with probably. Unless one of our two teams were playing against each other, like if it was Dolphins, Chargers, Dolphins, Panthers, this is the most split it could possibly be because Brett is obviously diehard for the Bills this week. I'm obviously diehard for the Broncos. Matt obviously joins Brett on that side because he's just one of those people, but he
likes greatness.
I've been cheering for the Bills every year since we've been doing the podcast in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Also saw a Jags fan tweet. They kind of got punished for winning the AFC South. I didn't really think of it, but they kind of did. They had to play the Bills instead of the Steelers.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
13-win season. It's disappointing for them, but like that initial press conference with Cohen when we got the fucking Duval.
Yeah. No, it looked like it.
I didn't look good.
Win a game.
It didn't look good for them.
No, it didn't. And yeah, I think he's a good coach, and they're an exciting team. So we'll, I'm excited to watch them in future years. One more game.
Yep.
Or what?
I was going to say someone is in the waiting room, but we can wait.
Yeah. Give them. We'll get to you, and we'll get to you in like 10 minutes. You just sit tight. You in the waiting room. San Francisco 49ers 23, Philadelphia Eagles 19. This is one. I know Brett, you were big on the 49ers. Shout out you. I know I got the bet. I did think they'd cover that plus 5.5 spread. They easily did. But I thought the Eagles were going to win this game. I thought there was just too many injuries for the 49ers, and the Eagles were just going to figure it out. But holy shit, their offensive game plan was brutal. Like it looked like it was going to be the Saquon Barkley game early. How many yards did he actually end up with? He had 26 attempts for 106 yards. And I feel like most of those were in the first half because he was actually like breaking off some big runs. I think he got a 30-yarder in one of the first two plays. So whatever they were doing there, they should have stuck to that because it looked like after that they were calling plays that you call in Madden. It was just 4 wide receivers wide, run straight, throw it to somebody, and maybe it's going to be A.J. Brown, and he's going to drop it because he hates your team and he hates your coach. And it's crazy. It's crazy that you can go from winning a Super Bowl to they had a good year record wise and they won their division. And I still think like I definitely don't think they need to tear everything down. They need a new offensive coordinator for sure. Is he fired yet? Is that?
I actually don't know.
It's crazy.
I just assumed he was.
It's the most universal.
I think he was. Yeah, he's fired. I think the OC.
Yeah, I mean that's that. Yeah, he's gone. So that made sense. He was probably. Do you think he even made it in the locker room until they fired him?
I think he was probably known to be let go probably halfway into the season, but Philly just did Philly things and kept him.
Yeah. And Sirianni.
That guy fascinates me.
Yeah.
Him sprinting to AJ Brown definitely didn't help. I mean, AJ Brown's a lunatic, but so is Sirianni. And then at the end of the game, when they were drawing up that play, they had the camera on them. And Petula draws up a play, and both Jalen Hurts and Sirianni looked at each other like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Dude, don't run the play, guys.
Yeah,
You're the
seriously.
head coach and the quarterback. Just change it.
Yeah. Even if you're Jalen Hurts out there, just call a different play in the huddle.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
And then the same way you said, like, they play Madden, I swear to God, they have 6 plays.
yeah.
It's either like if you can stop Saquon from running for his 60-yard, like his big break-off one, you can probably beat them. On third downs, every single time, it's not like a check down. It's always like a deep bomb to A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
If I'm starting to notice these things, the 49ers defense are.
Yeah, definitely. And Kyle Shanahan on the opposite side of the spectrum is just an unbelievable coach. I think he's, I mean, just the amount of, like, they haven't got over the hump with him. He hasn't won a Super Bowl there, correct?
No, just
But-
been twice.
Been twice and constantly in the playoffs and constantly getting to the conference final. I just can't say enough about Kyle Shanahan, especially like when you look at the team he's had this year and the injuries he's had. They lost George Kittle early in that game too. Trent Williams, I think he was playing, but not a whole lot.
No, he played some snaps. When he was in there, he was a huge help, but I think you're right. He didn't play a ton of snaps.
Yeah. And I hope he gets healthy. Because now, Brett, your future.
What? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. If FanDuel's fucking me, but it was a $10 for $300 bet. It's sitting at $20 cash in.
Huh. I mean,
They are big underdogs this week, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, so get through this game. I guess that's your hope at this point. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, I think most Eagles fans knew this probably wasn't going to be the year. I don't think it's a huge surprise that they lost this way with just the offense looking bad and the defense doing everything they can to win this game. Quinyon Mitchell with 2 interceptions, I believe, right? Yeah, he had 2 picks. So their defense, they can keep that the same. That's Super Bowl caliber defense, obviously, with winning it last year. And then I think Barkley, he'll be a guy I probably bet to have a huge bounce back year next year with a new coordinator. Because I just feel like he wasn't any worse, but just the coaching and the O-line. But
with Lane Johnson out, Johnson might be the most important player in the league because every time he plays, Saquon's great. Every time he doesn't, they can't run or walk for shit.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our preview. We are entering the next week. Matt, do you want to give us? You can let our guest in here. This is painful, but because we none of us like the Patriots by any means. Brett's obviously had some things, and DSAB, I want to be clear. We are not talking recap. We are not talking about the game that happened. We've gone through that pain. We don't need to do that again. We're talking preview.
Can I say one thing about the game? About my situation for the game. It's actually kind of funny.
Okay, careful.
Sure.
So I went to the Niagara Sportsbook to watch the game on like the big screens, right? And I'm sitting there in my Drake May jersey, and there's just absolute wasted Chargers fan like drinking beers, and he's just going nuts. Like when I think May threw the first pick, he's screaming, and he's like eyeing me down too, like across like the bar. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy beefing me? And then I didn't see him in the fourth quarter. He just left. I think he went to play blackjack, and I just thought that was funny.
Did he yell Drake maybe a turnover when that happened? Because that's a nickname I've heard, and it is kind of catching on a little bit.
It's trending.
Is it? No, but he was chirping May. He's like, this guy's an MVP candidate during the game, but he was just wasted.
All I took from that story is there's now 3 Chargers fans that we know.
Yep. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, I know 3 Chargers.
All right, DSAB. So we're talking preview with you here. You got the Houston Texans.
Yep.
We didn't recap that game now that I'm looking here, which we will go back and talk about that game once we're done with DSAP here. But you have this Texans team. We watched their defense dominate Aaron Rodgers. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Maybe not the most impressive thing, but we've also seen their defense all year. I'd say undisputed best defense in the league. Would either of you two disagree with that?
I think them in Seattle probably pretty close.
Yeah. Seattle's in the mix. Drake May definitely didn't set the world on fire in his first playoff game ever. He was not great. He made a few plays when he had to. What's your confidence level going into this game? It looks like you're 3.5-point favorites.
That shocks me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When I thought it'd be closer to a pick 'em, but the line, because I'm not gonna lie. You know me. I bet on Houston last night.
Oh yeah,
and the money line actually got better, meaning like the Patriots got more favored, and I was a little bit surprised by that this morning when I woke up. So I don't know. Like, I guess Houston's offense isn't that great. No. I think they've got similar issues with the O-line that the Chargers have. So maybe it'll be like another 7-6 game going into the fourth quarter. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a dogfight.
The total points reflects that it's 41.5 is what it's set at on FanDuel right now. So
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think May's got to be better. He can't turn the ball over. But yeah, he's young. I mean, he's going to make mistakes. I thought he did just enough to win. He used his legs a lot, and I think he's going to have to do that again this week. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be a dogfight, but I think the AFC is wide open. I'm sure you guys have talked about that. I don't think there's maybe outside of Buffalo now being like a favorite, but
yeah, Buffalo. We know what's going to happen with Buffalo. D-Sab. We've seen that story before.
You think they're winning? They're beating Denver?
They might, but then they'll lose to somebody else. And
so New England in the next game.
Well, the scary thing for me would be Buffalo, New England. That would be. I don't know how I'd watch that game. At least one you would have to lose, but that would suck a lot. I will be betting Drake May's rushing over though. I have a theory, and I forgot to talk about it on last week's podcast. And at DSAP, you might remember because I do this every year. Every quarterback over rushing yards in the playoffs. And I'm looking for the settled bet because it did not hit.
Was it Aaron Rodgers last night?
Aaron Rodgers actually was the only quarterback that they didn't even give me a line for. So I had everyone but him.
It was 0.5, I think.
When I was doing it, there was no line, but the first game, Matthew Stafford was 0.5. He had 2 yards with a sneak early, and then I don't know if you guys remember seeing his kneel down at the end. It wasn't just
3 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't your typical kneel down. He kind of danced around and then went back 2 yards. So that's how I lost out on that one. Williams and Love did not get theirs. Lawrence got his. Didn't get his 36, surprisingly. Purdy got his. Herbert got his. Stroud didn't. So every game from here on out, I will be parlaying all the quarterbacks rushing over, but Drake May is probably one I'll do alone. So the Texans offense doesn't scare you at all.
I mean, I hate talking shit about the other team, but not really, especially if Nico Collins doesn't play. And I don't think he will. I mean,
yeah,
he got to get carded for a concussion, which is never a good sign. So I don't think he'll play. And I mean, yeah, I think you just got to force Stroud to make bad throws and decisions because he turned the ball over 2 or 3 times, a few times at least. So
two interceptions. I think he fumbled the ball 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, so he didn't look comfortable at all, and there was some bad snaps.
The old line problem is a problem, but they have a CJ Stroud problem. Now, speaking of concussions, Christian Gonzalez, is he playing? Because that's going to make quite a difference.
Yeah, I saw that he didn't play this. I think the fourth quarter, but from what I've heard, he should be able to clear. But again,
that helps.
If Collins isn't playing and Gonzalez isn't playing, then it's probably a wash. But it'd be great to have him.
And then Stephon Diggs, is he going to be playing, or is there legal issues there? Or is
I think no. He's on the Deshaun Watson kind of legal issues. Yeah.
Okay.
They're waiting until after the bowl.
So he's a great guy too. Then yeah.
Him and Christian Barmore are stand-up citizens. So
yeah, of course.
The Patriot way. That's what they always say.
But,
all right, D-Sab, we're going to let you go, but I'm going to put you on the spot here because I forgot to warn you, but we do need guest picks, and I'm going to get you do something a little different here for the guest picks.
All right, let's hear it.
So it's going to be, I'm going to get you to give me 3 players. They can be anybody because, the odds vary. 3 players to get into the end zone. in this week's 4 games.
Okay.
And I think we'll figure it out with the record. We'll maybe not dock the listeners' points, because the listeners are right in this battle. I don't know if you've heard. They're second place to Brett. Matt and I are battling out. I'm sure you remember Matt's usually down at the bottom this time of year. He did lose last year again.
Did he? Wow.
Yeah, he did. And I think we're battling at the bottom. The listeners are good here. So if you give me 3 players to get a touchdown, depending on what your odds of those 3 players are, we'll adjust the standings accordingly.
All right.
Give me 3 players, and you know what, DSAB, since I was a subscriber to DSAB Dimes back in the day, and you guys won me some money, I'm going to place this parlay right now for these 3 names.
All right. You know what? Lock it in, and I'll see you at the cashier. Starting with the best quarterback, Josh Allen. He's getting in the end zone.
Gosh, why would you
I don't
do that?
Dude, Did you guys see that guy took a beating? He got killed on.
He did a tush push for 10 yards.
Yeah, and he was getting blown up, but he wants to win bad. I think he's gonna. Okay, relax. You guys don't even have a quarterback there, Tua.
Tua's out of my life.
Yeah, so give me Josh. Give me I'll go Kyron Williams on the Rams.
Are you worried about Blake Corum?
No, I'm not worried about Corum.
Okay,
I like it.
And finally, I'm not touching anyone in the New England game because there might not be a touchdown scored. Give me JSN.
Ooh, love it. Okay, let me just give the listeners what that pays out here quick, because I got that in. If I were
700.
If I were, it's a 8 to 1. 8 to 1. Love
Nice.
it.
Does that move the needle for the listeners? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes,
right.
and then we're the beauty about us running this is we get to make our own rules. So
True.
Yeah.
But that bet is placed, and like you said, we'll see you at the cashier. DSAB, always a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming straight from your volleyball game. Are you good at volleyball? Because I know you can't throw a ball.
There's no way.
Listen. Let's just say, back-to-back champs, so shoulders are getting sore.
From carrying the waters?
Oh, Jose, we've seen you throw a ball.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, for the people that are new listeners, DSAB and I did have a throwing competition, because that was a long-running beef on this show. We had a CFL ball, an NFL ball, and a baseball. And DSAB got me in the CFL ball. I got him in the NFL and the baseball. Not by much.
I'm a big balls guy.
yeah. Big hands on you, DSAB.
Yeah. You know what they say? Big hands, big gloves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, DSAB, and hopefully the Patriots are dead, so we don't have to see your face again.
You're dying to see you next week.
We'll have you on for their funeral.
All right.
Yeah, true. Kick him out.
See you,
DSAB. Love you. I do enjoy talking to that guy, I have to say. He is
sorry. Missed that
he's
one.
A character. Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
having some slight issues.
Just filling up the toilet bowl a little bit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What if people are
verbally, make it better verbally.
Well, make it better. I don't know if that makes it better. People might be eating their lunch while they're listening to this tomorrow. Okay, quick. We forgot the Texans Steelers game. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on it. Texans 30, Steelers 6. This was just, I got myself hyped up for the Steelers, and Brett, I partly blame you for this, the 23-0.
That's on me.
But it wasn't just you. I started believing in the Steelers, and I started also
I did the same. Why did we do that?
Wanted them. Yeah, I think I kind of.
It's a home game. It's Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm with you. The closer that game got, the more confident I was. It wasn't that far off. The score doesn't show the story of the game.
Correct.
The fourth quarter was a 3-point game or whatever. So,
but also the Texans had chances and chances to make this a blowout.
It's true. CJ Stroud is a fucking disaster.
Yeah, Matt.
But winning in spite of him.
Bryce over Stroud, at least in week 1 of playoffs, but unfortunately.
That's what's crazy. Stroud obviously didn't look good, but what's the man got 3 playoff wins now in his 3rd season in the league? Like, yeah, I mean, that's again, I can shit on CJ all day long, which I'll probably do the odd time or most of the time.
Yep.
But man, 3 playoff wins. It is impressive,
Yeah. And last week, my top 5 quarterbacks I trust to win a game was Stafford, Allen, Hurts, Purdy, Love. Stafford, Allen, Hurts, I still do. I'm not out on Hurts. Purdy got the win. I could replace Love for Caleb Williams, but I think I'll replace Love for CJ Stroud instead. For that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Quickly, my top 5 of the week before we preview the rest of the games. It can be just one I say out loud too. If you guys have any questions, we can go over that quick. But it is the top 5 of the week. Coaches left in the playoffs. My top 5 coaches that are still currently coaching active teams. At number 5, I have Ben Johnson. At number 4, I have Sean Payton. At number 3, I have Sean McVay. At number 2, I have Mike Vrabel. Number 1, I have Kyle Shanahan. Mike McDonald, I thought probably deserved to be on that. I wasn't sure who to take out. It's just crazy. If Ben Johnson didn't carry the Bears team, and he hasn't, I mean, his first playoff game was not great as a coach. But if he didn't carry a Bears team, I felt like I had to have him in. But yeah, so that's that top 5. Mike McDonald.
For half a second, I thought you were going 1 to 5, and I almost had a heart attack. It went Shanahan, McVay, yeah?
Shanahan, Vrabel, McVay, just because I don't know if the Patriots are that crazy good of a team, but he just like the way he, and I hate the Patriots, trust me. The way he's just on the sideline though, and just like you just watching him coach, it just like, I'm no expert, even though we're all kind of experts, but just watching him, it just seems like he's on a different level of coaching. So it went Shanahan, Vrabel, McVay, Peyton, Super Bowl winner at one time, and he might take down my big bad Buffalo Bills, and then Ben Johnson 5. Mike McDonald will be the only, and then D'Amico Ryan's a good coach too, I think. But
yeah. Oh, speaking of coaches, Tomlin stepped down today.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't have anything to say about it. It's just interesting.
Yeah. That seems like one where they're like, listen, Mike, this is over. Do you want to step down?
Yeah. It was mutual.
Yeah.
No, that division looks a lot different though next year. No Harbaugh, no Tomlin. It's going to be different.
And to be clear,
everyone's fired in that division. Or no, Bengals didn't fire.
No, Bengals didn't. But yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Taylor probably like debatably would have or could have at some point, but
should have.
Oh, Jesse says Tomlin stepping down instead of being fired means if another team wants him, he has to be traded, which is
yes, I did see that. Yeah, actually, yeah.
And I gotta imagine another team would want him. I'd like to go on the record. I would take him.
There's reports that he won't coach next year. Like take a
year off. Maybe we'll see Mike Tomlin in a booth.
That I don't know how accurate it is, but I do think he has an offer to be on some type, whether it's in the booth or on a broadcast of some type. I do think there's some type of like TV deal out there for him.
That makes a lot of sense.
Apparently.
Matt, can you tell us how we did in our picks last week and give us a quick standings? How do you guys think we should grade DSABs for as far as the standings go? I just thought on the spot there with the 3 touchdown scores. Could we, that's obviously a little harder to do than picking how we pick. Could we get?
Yeah, but also we shoot ourselves in the foot because no matter what, a maximum of 2 of us can be right per game.
Yeah, which might have been strategic by people at the bottom of the standings trying to catch people at the.
No, I would think these touchdown scores are close to even though.
Well, they were, true. Josh Allen and JSN are both under double your money. So, and Kyron's just over. So you're right. These all count for the listeners. DSAB's on the hook if they're wrong. These all count normally for them. So give us some standings from last week.
Yep. We'll start out with myself. I went 3-3. I had 51.5 over in the Bills Jags. There was 51 points in that game.
Ooh.
Nobody had the under though. Brady went 2-4. You got the over in the Carolina game and the under in the Chargers game. And Brett went 4-2, hitting Chicago +1.5, Buffalo -1.5, 49ers plus 4.5, and the under, which everyone wanted in the Texans Steelers game.
Yeah, I can't believe I have. I think I had the over on that, Matt. Is that correct?
You had the over.
Yeah, because
it was close. It was 39.5, and there was 36 points.
And I think me taking the Texans was available there, wasn't it?
The Texans spread was not drafted.
Yeah, that's insane.
That 23-0 stat fucked us up.
I know it massively.
That's crazy. That
I had Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing taking an over the Texan spread? That's even worse. Man, that's ugly. That is ugly. How are we going to figure out order of picking? Because
we can just move it down the chain. I think I had first last week. Brady was second. Brett was third. So we could do Brett first, me second, Brady third, and then it's Snake. Yeah, and then every round it changes.
Yep. Okay. So our first game, we head out to Denver, Mile High. The Bills are favored by 1.5, and these are all off FanDuel. Matt, we had some arguments last week. I'm currently looking at the open app, so the lines I have we can go with. The Bills minus 1.5. What?
Congrats. Sorry, go ahead.
Thanks. Bills minus 1.5, and the over/under is 46.5. I think there's a couple ways of looking at this game. Can Denver's defense slow down the Bills? I know there's been some questions marks about the defense from Mr. Brett. Can Bo Nix look like a top 12 quarterback in this game? If he can, I think the Broncos have a good chance to win this game. There's been some fourth quarter magic from him. Can they keep it close enough in the fourth quarter that he can keep that going? I think the Broncos have the better coach. I think that's one aspect of the game where they're going to be better, and I think their defense is better too. They obviously have the worst quarterback out of the two. Josh Allen does, Josh Allen things in playoffs. So is it going to be just Josh Allen winning the game for the Bills again? Because I don't really see any other way they can win this game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you nailed the head on the coffin. I think at the end of the day that the Broncos all around. What?
Well, I mean, we'll move past it, but nail the head on the coffin is just cannot be right.
I always get that one wrong.
I think it's just you hit the nail on the head.
And
nail on the head.
Nail on the coffin is the other saying. You just keep mixing two different.
Sorry, what's the coffin saying?
Last nail in the coffin. Like it's
the last nail. Oh wow, I've been saying that very wrong for a long time.
And just hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail, yeah.
Yeah, and
I think I've been trying to combine two and one, not knowing there's two separate ones there.
And just going back to earlier, it's not beating the bush either.
Beat a dead bush, I believe you said.
Oh yeah, beat a dead bush.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you dropped it again.
No,
but
I replicated what you said, Brett.
No, Brett's never said that.
Last time you
Brett
said you
talked
were doing
about beating the
fusion
bush
series.
as the O-line thing or whatever.
Beating around the bush.
Yeah, or beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Well, never once did I talk about horses.
We're talking about horses right now, the Broncos.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, where were we? The nail on the head of the coffin?
Yeah, what was I saying again?
I hit the nail on the head of the coffin.
No, I mean in regards to the game. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think the Broncos probably all around are probably a better team. But with that being said, we discussed it in recent weeks. I think fraudulent talk is still an open word for the Broncos. We don't for sure know yet. I think the Patriots, we talked about them as well. I think obviously with the way they played Sunday night, they're kind of proving to not be a fraud. If Denver loses this game, they're a fraud. But with that being said, they probably have in general better pieces around the team. But you won't see me go against Josh Allen in this game.
What if they lose the game the way the Panthers lost the game? Are they still a fraud then?
I don't know. We'll see how the game goes. And
they got the 1 seed. The Panthers were the 7.
Yeah, that's fair. But they are underdogs.
Yeah. Well, this game is a pick 'em.
Underdogs.
It's 1.93 and 1.93.
They're plus 1.5. You can get them at.
You can do plus 1.5 for the same odds the other way around.
Not on FanDuel.
That's just them literally showing you something. Look
Oh.
at the money line. This game is not a spread game. This is a money line game. They're both 1.93. This isn't even a debate.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Am I first?
Yeah. Or I mean, just as far as the game, you're obviously cheering for the Bills, and like, do you think you think they got it easily here?
No, I'd love to say guaranteed. The run game should work between Cook and Allen. The biggest worry is the pass rush advantage for the Broncos is huge. Bills played 6 days ago, and it's in Mile High. So it's not going to be easy, but
Yeah.
it's Josh Allen. So I'm not going against him else. Yeah.
Sorry, I've never played a sport in Denver. I've been in Denver once. I've never played a sport there. So you always hear about like the altitude being a big difference. I was watching the Leafs in Colorado last night, and there were like a few guys, you didn't notice it, but there were other guys. Like I've watched a lot of the Leafs lately. There were some other guys like early on in the first, at the end of a shift, you can just tell that these guys are way more gassed. And they were talking about it on the broadcast last night too. They're like, it is an adjustment playing here. Like the guys that play in Colorado or like with the Broncos too, like the guys that do it all the time kind of get used to it. But when you go there for the first time in a long time, or you're very rarely playing there, it affects like guys a lot differently than I think we realize.
Yeah, I heard Aaron Foster say one. He grew up in New Mexico, I think, which is also high altitude. And he said his first game, I guess it would have been at Tennessee in college or something. He said he couldn't believe the difference. Like
Really?
the breath he had.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
It is crazy. We'll see if we. I'm obviously an Allen hater, but the guy can throw a ball very far. It would be cool at the end of a half or a game if he had to like air out like a 75-yarder or something.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool to see in that. But I hope it goes incomplete. Obviously. Okay, Matt. Who gets first pick? It is Brett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I almost wish I didn't have it for this one. I'm deciding between two, but fuck it. Give me the Bills 1.5. Go Bills.
It's
Super Bowl year.
I'm writing down money line.
Sure.
I'll go with the over 46.5.
Yeah.
And
call.
Brady, do you need to say it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Denver money line.
Yeah. And I'll say I would have taken if I had a choice between the over and Denver money line, I would have taken the over. That's just all I'll say about this one.
Okay.
Fine with that.
The 49ers.
Yep, go
What's
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. Scared of the Bills? Go ahead.
I'm not scared of them winning the Super Bowl just yet. I'm getting that guy's initials on me, not that full name. The other one seed that had to buy the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. I'm excited to see the overhead view of this game before they come in, because the 12th man, just remembering them in their Super Bowl runs, how loud it was in that place. And it was kind of, I said this on another podcast, it was at least the first stadium that I saw that really felt like it affected the game. Like I'm sure back in the olden days that was a thing as well, but from me watching football, it was the first time I realized, like, holy shit, like these fans can affect a game. And the 49ers are going there as big underdogs, as we said earlier. Seattle Seahawks are favored -7, even. They're giving us a nice even one there, so that could be interesting to see if the tie goes on the board.
So that's moved since last night. It was 7.5 last night.
7.5. So now we're at 7. The over-under is 44.5 in this one. This is one for me, before I let you guys go, is Seattle kind of just confused me all year. I wasn't sure what to think of them most of the year. Matt historically said that even if they get the 1 seed, they will not win a playoff game. So I'm curious your take on this one. But I wasn't the most confident in them as well. Sam Darnold is not somebody I have a whole lot of faith in the playoffs, but he is here. He's got a great coach. He's got great weapons on offense. Still not sure about the running backs, but if they can play like they did a couple weeks ago, they'll be all right there. They got a great defense. But the 49ers, there's just something a little bit different about them. They are banged up, as we said earlier. Matt, are you worried about that take being false, or what are you thinking for this one?
I'm sorry. Wow, it's still there. Did you guys hear that in my throat?
Yeah.
I'm all in on the 49ers. I think as long as they can stop the run decently, and it's not to say Seattle has great necessarily running backs, but if the 49ers can stop the run, I think Sam Darnold, he could have a good game. He could throw for 300 yards, but I think if Darnold has to primarily throw the ball for that team to get offense, I think there will be turnovers. I kind of think +7 for the 49ers is disrespectful a little bit. Like, this is a divisional game. The 49ers are a great team. Like, to me, 7 points in this divisional game seems a little outrageous. I never would have guessed it would have been that high. I would have guessed maybe like a -2.5 for Seattle or something, maybe -3. Like, I really thought this game would be looked at as being closer. It's almost 4 times. It's almost 4-1 for the 49ers to win this game in the betting world. I think the Seahawks D is really good, but I don't think we're going to see a Seahawks D performance like what we've seen from, like the Texans on Monday night there. I think they're good, but I do think Shanahan and the 49ers are good enough to get past some of the strengths of the Seahawks defense. So I'm all in on the 49ers. Sorry. I love Sam Darnold, though. I hope he doesn't have a game where people question his ability as a quarterback. I hope it comes down right to the end, and because I do like Darnold a lot, but my gut tells me that the 49ers are going to win this game. I'll hand it off to you, Brett, but I do have first pick in this round, so I'll take the 49ers +7.
Yep.
Damn. Well said.
Like
I was pretty much going to say everything you said. This game comes down to Sammy Darnold. If he can limit turnovers, I think they probably win the game. I also think the 7 is disrespectful, but I also think the over is too low. Give me the 44.
Over 44.
Yeah, and we didn't really.
We'll have to see what Brady takes here because he does have second.
Oh
shit!
Shit! Oh, thank you, Matty P. And you know what?
Sorry to drop that bomb, boys, but
yeah. You know what? Actually, I feel like they set this under too low. I'm going over 44.5 on this one. One thing we didn't mention either when we were talking about the 49ers game they played, I don't think we really brought up Christian McCaffrey's name too much, or at least I know I didn't. That guy is still just getting the job done. Like, even when you lose Kittle, I actually don't mind that tongues-ish.
Yeah.
Brett did give us that as a touchdown score. I like the play, Brett. I just want to say too, with the record that you're pulling together, anything you send, I will bet. And that shouldn't discourage you from keep shooting, because I've been proven to not be able to do it on my own. So you send it, I will take it.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But if you're feeling hot about something, I want to know about it. But Christian McCaffrey is just awesome. And then we also didn't mention that Juwan Jennings throw.
Yeah, well, I was going to bring that up with Christian McCaffrey. Great catch by him, too, over his head. Ridiculous. Juwan Jennings, little insult stat for me, same amount of touchdowns in the playoffs as Justin Herbert. Ooh.
Career?
Yeah. Juwan Jennings threw one last year, threw one this year. Herbert threw 2, I think, in the Jags game, and that's it.
That's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Oh, and we didn't mention Kittle out Achilles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they have an energy plant beside their practice facility that people think is causing all these injuries, turning fucking joints to mush.
Yeah.
And he got a bottle of tequila in the room and finished it apparently.
Unreal. Got the owner
from the owner.
Got the owner to send down a bottle of tequila, and he drank that whole thing. So yeah, shout out to him for that.
Well deserved.
So Brett, unfortunately the over is gone, and the 49ers +7 is gone. 2 plays you seem to have loved. So what would you like to take?
I am not taking the under, so I'm going to believe in Sammy Darnold. Give me -7.
Yeah, but to be clear, you don't actually want that one to hit.
No, I don't. No, in many ways.
Yeah.
No.
Should we let him take a touchdown score instead, Matt, if he wants?
Sure. I already wrote it
Any
down,
of
but
them?
I guess I'll just scratch it
no,
out.
no. He already. Sorry, Brett, you're out. He already wrote it down.
All right. No erasers in Wellesley, I guess.
Have they invented erasers for pens?
They have.
Yeah,
Really? I didn't actually know about that.
It's amazing.
Amazon
No,
will get
that's
you one for tomorrow. You'll have it for next week.
Give me the
Right.
-7.
We head to New England, which we already previewed with DSAB, so we will just give picks for that one. I'm obviously a huge Texans fan for this one. I'm up first, I believe, Matt.
Yep.
I'm a huge Texans fan for this one. I think their defense is the real deal, and I declared to you guys in the group chat last night. The group chat was very quiet after this week's slate of football from both of you guys. I just kind of was talking to myself for a few days, but I did say it in the group chat that my Buffalo stopper, if Denver cannot get the job done, my Buffalo stopper, my Josh Allen stopper this year is that Texans defense, and I am on the Texans bandwagon. They are my team out of the AFC. I'm rooting for. Or Denver is my number one team I'm rooting for out of the AFC. Texans number 2. I would love to see a Texans and Denver game there. But in saying that, we watched this Texans defense. We watched Drake May on offense. We watched CJ Stroud on offense. So that makes me want to take an under here. And it's a low under, but I'm going to go under 41.5.
I get smart. I'm looking at the Texans schedule now. They haven't allowed over 20 points once in the last 9 weeks.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense.
And wasn't that to the Titans?
Yeah, it was something weird. Let me pull that back up.
Yeah. Matt?
Is it actually my turn this time?
Oh, Brett.
Yeah, it's your turn, Brett.
Thank God. Give me the Texans. What is it? I don't even care what it is. Give me the Texans.
+3.
+3.
+3.
Yeah, disrespectful to the Texans. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter are going to embarrass Drake May.
I hope so. Man, I hope so.
I hope so too. But in case it doesn't go that way, I'll get something out of it. So I'll pick the Patriots -3.
You like that better than the over 41.5?
Yeah, I'm just not convinced there's going to be many points in this game.
Yeah.
There definitely could be. Like, both teams do have big play capability.
Yeah.
But especially if Nico Collins isn't playing, like, I don't think Houston will put up a ton. And I don't think the Patriots will get a ton against that Houston defense. So
Yeah. I think you said as a joke last week when we found out the Steelers and Texans were playing that the over-under should be like 25. And if the over-under was 25, the under still would have hit in that game. I think it finished 16-3, didn't it? Or no, they got – what was the final on that one?
I think there's 36 points.
Oh, shit. Wrong game. Different game of 16-3. That's my bad.
What game are you talking
Yeah, I
about?
heard you. Shut the fuck up.
It's my bad. That was not that.
That's such a mean dig.
If it wasn't for the pick six at the end, that under would have been easy. That was accidental, Brett.
Sure. I just want you to know I keep track of all these things. I remember everything you said and everything you said.
It was accidental. I promise. Last game, and then we will head out. Is we're headed to where is this game? Chicago.
Chicago.
That's crazy to me. Just thinking Chicago too. Don't know what the weather's like for this one. I think the Bears have a chance in this game if the weather's bad. Other than that, though, boys, I said it last week that the Packers are going to win the landslide. Bears had their run. It's over. It's over. The Matthew Stafford and the Rams are taking care of the Bears. They're putting all of us out of our misery, thinking there's just this magic run to the finals, and Bears fans are going to go crazy with Ben Johnson his first years ago. It's over. This game belongs to the Los Angeles Rams in Matthew Stafford. I don't know how you guys feel about it personally. I'd be curious, but just Puka Nacua and I hope Devontae Adams is okay from that dirty, awful hit that the Panthers defensive player laid on him there. I hope he's okay. But just with those three, what you guys are both shaking your head.
You're such an asshole.
I mean, it was a flag, but Devontae Adams was doing 360 spins in the air. I don't know what you expect to happen.
How do you guys feel about this game? Rams Bears.
Definitely on the Rams side of things here. I'm trying to think if it'll be close or not. I mean, yeah, man, this is tough. My opinions are so biased on the Bears. It's hard to like truly get together like a clear vision of what this
I feel
Bears
that.
team is.
I feel that. We can have your unclear vision. That's fine.
I mean,
say what you feel.
Yeah, I think the Bears might make it close. It's in Chicago. I think the Rams have holes in their defense, and I also think the Bears have holes in their defense. So I could see this being a game, but from what I witnessed last Saturday, we can't be writing Matthew Stafford out of any game.
Yeah,
a lot of time or no time. You gotta like your odds of betting on Matthew Stafford.
Has there been any reports on his finger?
He's fine.
No, the score.
He was just doing that in case they lost to the Panthers.
I mean, last year we saw them in a cold weather game, and it didn't go so well against the Eagles. Now the Bears aren't the Eagles, but that Rams defense that was like what, top 10, top 5 maybe, the first 10 weeks is gone.
Yeah,
so that worries me a bit. They lost Witherspoon, who I think is their biggest corner, and the Bears have what, 4 guys over 6 feet catching the ball. Like that might be a problem too.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, we'll see what he's made of. Honestly, I think it comes down to Ben Johnson. I think McVay will come with a great game plan. Ben Johnson can't get too cute with those 4th downs because McVay, he'll take advantage of those. And then just a fun little stat that I read today, Sean McVay's 15th playoff game, 15 different opponent.
Yeah, yeah, that's
kind of amazing.
Wow, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
I have no bias in this game, but the Rams should have the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You do have the first pick in this one, Brett.
Give me the over. Neither of these defenses can stop shit. It's a little high, but it's still under 50.
Yeah. And both these teams have shown they can come back as well. So if it gets out of hand one way, the other team's at least gonna get some points back. Also, a bet for this game I will be riding, even though I'll be cheering for the Rams, is Colson Loveland over everything, because I feel like when you get to a playoff game and a quarterback's under pressure, you really see who his like safety net is and who he really targets. And Colson Loveland didn't get that many targets throughout the season. That all changed. I'm going to try to get his actual stat line from last week but it just seemed like every play was going to him. He had 8 receptions for 137 yards.
Good God.
It's just insane.
He looked incredible.
Yeah. Also, looking at that stat, I had one other stat written down I forgot to get to from the Eagles. Just a crazy one before we go. Jake Elliott, extra point percent. Extra points in the playoffs. He's in his career, extra point in the playoffs. He's 31 for 43. Extra points.
Oh my!
He's hitting extra points at a 72% rate in the playoffs. Isn't that insane? Well, because he's good at, like, I don't have it in front of me, but field goals, he's pretty good. Like,
I think he's a good regular season guy.
Wow,
and
that's
regular
kind of
season,
fascinating.
but when it comes to extra points in the playoffs, they just got to start going for 2 if they still got Jake Elliott on their team. That's an insane one. But Brett took the over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll make things interesting for you, and I'll take the Rams minus 3.5.
Why does that make things interesting? Oh, that makes things.
Well, you
horrible.
either got to take an under or the Bears.
Yeah, correct. So fuck.
Take the Bears.
Yeah, the under's not going to hit.
They don't have to win.
Yeah, true.
True.
Yeah. Give me the Bears. The under. That over is one I'm also going to be taking personally. Actually, I'm going to right now the over with.
Hold on, just for the listeners. Last time all 3 of us were on a big bet for the last game of the week. It didn't go so well. Steelers game.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, remember last week when we were trying to make a bet for the 49ers Eagles game, and Matt got mad at us for making that too early.
And I was right.
I mean, we're just going to sit here in silence and place bets. I feel like that's not good podcasting.
Oh, yeah. No, good point. Then say something, idiot. What?
You say something, idiot.
Why? Why do I have to say something?
All right. Nice knowing y'all. Good episode. Everyone enjoy the divisional round. Hopefully Brady gets over his SUGMA, and we'll see everybody next week.
That was a great outro. You really hit the nail on the head of the coffin. You guys still pounding? Hold up. No?
I'll drive to Linwood and break your nose. No bills.
Golf country.